Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this is round 4 ISRL Tier 2 racing here in Budapest, Hungary. This week, not only um, in motorsports but around the world, has been extremely saddened by the loss of one of not only the greatest NBA basketball players of all time, but one of the greatest fathers, human beings, people to have ever walked this planet, uh, Kobe Bryant, along with his daughter Gianna and 9 other friends, family members, last Sunday were confirmed dead in a helicopter crash. I'm going to take this second now for a moment of silence. These guys are going to go ahead and do their thing. But me in the commentary box, I'm going to take a 24-second moment of silence. Thank you. Now moving on to this week in, ISRL, we've got, again, Tier 2's race here in Budapest, Hungary, round 4. We're going to quickly look back at Tier 2's last race in China. If I can, excuse me really quickly here. If I can locate it. As I try and find the race results of last week, we are going to take a look at some of the drivers going out. We've got Sir Kelvin right now in the McLaren. Looks like he's going to be the first, or actually second, to start his flying lap. I will be joined in the commentary box momentarily by Juan Ortiz, or Fluffanutta YTube. My name is Carter, also known as ISRL Carter. Glad to be back in the commentary box for Tier 2's race. I will be here full time for the rest of this season. I will also be the co-commentator for Tier 3's events on Saturday or on Sundays. So looking forward to continuing this part in this racing league. Taking a look at the Red Bull of Alex. I think the first person who's going to set a time, I'm pretty sure, is going to be Chris Can. And it will be, so we're going to hop quickly back on over to him. And we are going to see what this time is going to be. He will be the first to set it, and it is going to be a 1:17.0. First on the board. That is the mark that they will all be trying to beat. Now here comes Sir Kelvin. He will cross the line. And, well, I thought that was going to be his lap. Let's see, let's hop over to the Toro Rosso. Bigu 8021. Let's see if he's going to put a time up on the board. He does. And so does ISRL Vito. And oh no, didn't catch it on the stream, but Scar Logan looks like he has crashed out of qualifying. Last week's, actually, driver of the week in the Renault came from 19th and last on the grid to finish second in a Renault 1-2. Along with Mr. Kuehl, who was last week's race winner. We're just going to hop on board in the Haas with Catastrophic. Chris Can still has the time to beat. Going a little bit on the grass there, never hurt anyone. Looks like so far Lorenzo Scarfo and Toon Fan will be your top 3. Still a lot of time remaining. And oh, look at that. Catastrophic missed the pit lane almost, but he's able to get it right back. So as it stands right now, after everyone's first go-round, Chris Can, Scarfo, Toonfan, Vito, and Tommen, your top 5. The newly implemented driver, Sophie and Yu, is 6th in the Red Bull. Teammate Alex is right behind him. Vigo and the Toro Rosso are the only people to have set a time so far. We are going to, let's see, it looks like Cruz is on his outlap. So we are going to follow him. This guy has been very, very unlucky so far this year. If you remember last week out in China, going into the pit lane, must have forgotten that the pit entry assist had been turned off and slammed into the back of Tommen in the Mercedes, ending Cruz's race. And the string of bad luck has really hurt Cruz so far this year. Hopefully, for his sake, we'll be able to turn it around this week here in Budapest. So he is coming around to start his first official lap. We're going to see how well he can do. We're going to keep him on tab. Not sure if this is a flying lap for Bigu or not, but we're going to stay right with him for right now. And it was. He does improve his time, but he's still going to stay in 8th spot. Hop right back on over to Cruz. This circuit is a very interesting one. You've got, it can be both ways in terms of high downforce and straight line speed. The front straightaway, very, very long, but as you see Cruz going through this section in particular, you need some downforce, especially that last corner that he just went through. Very, very easy to make a mistake there and lose a lot of time, but looks like he's doing good right now. I'm actually going to try and pull up his lap, and here we have it. He's looking pretty good right now. He's not going to be on pole. He's going to be right now in 7th, so decent lap for Cruz. Let's go over to Kelvin. He might be, he is on a flying lap. A little bit wide there. I also want to see the tires. Let me get right back around to Kelvin. Sector 2's time was a 56.6. He's coming around to set his first official lap time. And his lap is going to be good for 8th, a 1:19.823. Drivers still yet to set a time are Chilmo and the deck. We're going to flip it. Actually, his Vito is just exiting the pits. Toon Fan looks like he's on a flyer, and he is on the soft tires, which in my experience doing some practice here is not the tire you want to start on, because those tires will be gone very, very soon. Very, very early into your race. We're gonna keep it here. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. I've been just getting a couple of texts saying my mic is too soft. Turned it up just a little bit. Back to the action now. Let's see, who should we switch it over to? We're actually going to go to Alex. I think he is on a time lap, and he is. Not a very good first sector. And as actually Scarfo, wow, tops the charts with a 1:16.86. All right, sorry about that. We're back. Turned my microphone up just a little bit more. Let's take a look at Catastrophic here. He's actually not on a flyer, as I just saw him go wide there. Still waiting for Chilmo and the deck to set a provisional time. Tommen is looking really good right now. He was 3/10 up in the first sector, but looks like he's slowing down just a little bit. We're going to keep it here for right now. Yeah, he's slowed down. He's slowed down a considerable amount. Cruz is starting a flyer now. And it looks like Tommen will now start a flyer. Or that may have been his lap. He was very good through the first sector, almost 3/10 up on Lorenzo Scarfo. Ended up only 2 seconds off the pace. And now just been told that the stewards from last weekend's race have given Chilmo and the deck qualifying bans, so those of you wondering why they haven't set a time, that is why. They are not allowed to participate in qualifying this week. Looking at Tommen right now as one of the McLarens takes to the off-road to try and get out of the way. Cruz looks like a pretty good lap for right now. This is looking like a really good lap. This might actually top the charts. No, it won't. He actually improves on his time, not enough to improve his standings in the race. And you want to look out there, the McLaren exiting the pits. Looks like Chris Can is right back out there. He is in second at the moment. Definitely going to want to try and snag that pole away from Scarfo. As Chris Can looking to improve his time, looking really, really good. Wow, very, very close to Lorenzo Scarfo. Not going to be able to do it. Only second still. We look at Tommen now setting a flyer. Let's take a look actually at Kelvin. He is on an end lap, I believe. Is he? No, he's actually on a flyer. We're going to see if he can improve on his time. Coming around the penultimate corner. Not going to snag pole, it doesn't look like, but let's see where this is going to put him. Actually, just jumped Sophie for 8th position. So we're going to hop over to TuneFan. Looks like he maybe on a flyer. Alex has got to look out. That was very close. I'm really hoping ToonFan was not on a flying lap, because if so, and if that compromised him, Alex might be looking at a penalty from the stewards, because that definitely looked like it may have impeded his progress. So we're going to see now on these soft tires what ToonFan can do. Coming around the penultimate corner, DRS open, and it is going to be an improvement, a good improvement, but still not enough, as now everyone is going to want to come out of the pits and set their final lap time before the race begins. As we take a look at Cruz in the Alpha, just out of the pits on his outlap, as well as ISRL Vito. You see a little bit of stacking up there. ToonFan looks like he's going at it again, maybe. Doesn't want to... I wouldn't want to do this. It's going to really, really hurt those soft tires. Sophie back out. Going to try and set one more lap time, along with Tommen, who has just exited the pits. And here we go with Cruz starting his final lap. Currently 6th and 6th, and Kelvin has retired. Not sure what happened there. Yellow flags in Sector 3, so not looking good for Kelvin. Looks like he may have crashed out. And ToonFan does the same. I think he has set his lap time and is done. So it looks like Cruz is going to be the first of the final set of drivers to set a time. And there goes Cruz, not going to improve. Next across the line looks like it might be Vito, and it will, so we're going to stay right here. And he's going to abort that lap now into the pits. Here we go with Tommen, going to see where Sophie is, and actually going to stay right here. What is this going to be? Can you improve at all? Wow, well done. From 9th to 5th with a 1:17.9. Tommen is going to be the final driver to complete a lap. What's this going to be? It looks really good for right now. Is it going to be enough? It is 4th with a 1:17.1. And if I'm not mistaken, that is going to do it for qualifying. Lorenzo Scarfo is on pole position. Well done to Lorenzo Scarfo, who beat out last week's, who beat out Australia's pole sitter Chris Can. And there you have it. Scarfo, Chris Can, and ToonFan are your top 3, followed by Tommen, Vito, Sophie, Cruz, Catastrophic, Kelvin, and Alex rounds out the top 10. Bigo is going to be 11th. Logan did not set a time. And, of course, Chilmo and The Deck both had qualifying bans. And that is going to be your starting order for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Guys, make sure if you are enjoying, be sure to give this stream a like, share it with your friends. as we wait for the drivers on the grid for the formation lap. Once again, my name is Carter Ritchie, ISRL Carter, in the commentary booth, still waiting for Fluffinetta Y-Tube, also known as Juan, to join me up here. As we wait for the drivers to be set on the grid for their formation lap. As the drivers now set out for the formation lap. Try to set these tires up, get them warm. Don't want to have a cold tire start, that is for sure. Let me know if having the track map on the screen is... let me know if you guys want it. And if you excuse me 1 second, I'm going to have to invite Juan into the party. Alright, and we're back as the drivers are now forming up on the grid for the start. Lorenzo Scarfo in the out on pole. Waiting for the rest of the drivers. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are on, waiting for the lights to go out, and they are off. A little bit of stream lag as always here. Still waiting for the start. And they are off. Now Lorenzo Scarfo gets a really good start. We're going to see if Chris Can and the Williams can get alongside of him. But now Toon Fan in the McLaren is alongside the Williams as a big dive bomb into the lead of the race goes Chris Can. What a move at the start. As we see now, Lorenzo Scarfo trying to hang on to second as Amin has jumped Toon Fan for third place. As I am now joined by Juan Ortiz, another Y2 in the commentary box. Welcome. Just getting,
what's up, bud?
Yeah, how you doing? Just looking at the race start here. Got Chris Can with a big dive bomb going into turn 1 to take the lead away from Lorenzo Scarfo. Tommen in the Mercedes has jumped Toon Fan for third. Want to get your keys to what is crucial for getting a good lap around this track.
Honestly, the one key is staying away from the white curb on, what is it, turn 4?
Yes, on the inside.
Yeah, you want to stay away from that sausage curb. It's white. You will think nothing of it, but it will take you out. For some reason, that curb is like ice. So that's one thing. And the other thing is going into turns, was it 3? When you're that long left-hander, the high-speed left-hander that a lot of people tend to swing too wide on. That turn there, it's key to get it perfectly, because if not, it will send you into a spin. And as you guys can remember last season, I lost the lead of the race after getting lockout on the second row with Sweet Crown 19 because I took that turn wrong and smashed right into the wall.
No doubt about it for sure. Chris Can was beat out on pole by a decent amount, but said, I'm having nothing of that. I am taking the lead of the race in turn 1, and he did that very convincingly and is trying to get a little bit of a gap there with Scarfo, but he is hanging in there a little bit behind him. ToonFan is trying to get that third place back from Tommen. See another battle. Looks like Tommen through Cruz all trying to stay with each other. Look at that Cruz down the inside of Sophie. Is he going to get it done? Looks like it. Squeezes him out just a little bit. Sophie's going to get that inside line, but no. That move is done and dusted. That is Cruz up to 6th place. Really looking for a good finish after an incredible amount of bad luck so far this season. As Vito and the Ferrari almost had a little bit of a peek to the inside of ToonFan, thought better of it. Will sit back, try and get a better run at it. As look at this, trying to go around the outside. Again, thought better of it, going to regroup, get back in line.
Yeah, just to correct myself, it was actually turn 5 that you want to stay away from the curb on the inside.
Yeah, we're looking at it right here. We're looking at it right here. This curb will get you in a spin in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It's like ice. Ooh, ISR Vito is extremely close to ToonFan right now. He is not playing with him. He's putting the pressure on him, and it looks like ToonFan might be cracking just a little bit because ToonFan is hitting the grass, and he's kind of swerving a little bit on the exits of the turns, trying to get the maximum he can out of it.
You can see he's definitely got a pace advantage right now. Going to turn the tire. Oh, and look at this around the outside.
Oh, my goodness.
That is Cruz, who is not messing around. Oh, and they still touch a little bit. Cruz is going to stay there. Wow, that could have been a whole lot worse. Good job by both of those drivers. Definitely. We're actually going to switch back to Lorenzo Scarfo and Chris Can. Scarfo has been catching the Williams driver. So we could actually caught it on the mini map. He was down.
Like them two are pulling away from everybody, though.
Yes.
They're in their own race right now.
There is a gap of about 2.5 seconds between these two and the rest of the pack. Looks like calm down this battle has for just a second, so I'm going to actually switch back to Cruz. As soon as I switch back, he's taking a little peek. Oh, and there's some damage, I think. As Vito goes wide, takes that corner a little bit. Well, actually cuts the entire chicane. We're actually going to see how this looks from from Sophie's point of view. But if I'm not mistaken, it looked like Cruz may have ran into the back of ISRL Vito and lost a little bit of front wing.
Oh yeah, he's got some like extremely minor damage on the front wing, but nothing missing. He still has end plates.
Oh, Vito goes wide.
It looks like his tires are might be overheating them.
As Vito took that turn very wide, he gave up that position to Cruz, who is now in 5th. And as you look at this right behind him, Vito and Sophie. Oh,
we have
no!
A large crash. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Oh, that is not good. That was not good.
Amazingly, Vito only has slight. Well, you'd think he'd have a little bit more damage than what he has, but Sophie and Vito just completely got that one wrong.
Man, it's pretty upsetting considering, you know, I'm a Ferrari driver, so I of course I'm going to root for the Ferrari, but Vito had such a great pace. He was battling, you know, he might have fallen off a little bit and fell back, but he was managing to pull back up, and now he's just completely thrown it away. It looks like Sophie might have been at fault there from what I saw, but we're going to have to leave that up to the stewards at the end of the race to let them know what happened and see what they had to say about it.
As taking a look at Chilmo trying to get around the struggling Sophie. Sophie's got to know here, you know, I'm not on the same pace right now as these other guys. Might want to try and leave just a little bit of room.
Yeah, respectfully, he should He should be yielding to the other guys, because what's going to happen is he could either cause a major accident, or he can cause a driver to get frustrated and take him out, because I've seen it happen. But yeah, he's definitely got damage. He definitely needs to move out of the way right now.
And still sticking on the, and still a little bit of contact. The two Haas drivers battling with them. And as finally Sophie goes into the pits. And once again, look at this. Scar Logan started on either the back row or the second to last row, and he is once again, just as last week, already up to the 4th position.
He's gained 8 positions in 6 laps.
After a round 1 race where, with you know him very well, did not make any friends whatsoever. He has shown out these last 2 races.
Yeah.
From last week starting dead last to P2, as we've got a yellow flag here. Lorenzo Scarfo.
Lorenzo Scarfo has damage.
What happened to Lorenzo Scarfo? Oh, and they touch again with a McLaren.
Oh my goodness.
And Lorenzo Scarfo is facing the wrong way. I'm not sure which McLaren that was. Now he's driving the wrong way. He's got to be careful there.
Looks like it might have been Toon Fan, but none of them have major damage. They're both missing a slight chunk off their front wing. That's about it.
And that was the pole sitter, Lorenzo Scarfo, now down into 12th. Not what you wanted at all. And deja vu, back to a few races ago, Chris Can has just now checked out as we see some drivers coming into the pits, led by Tommen and Cruz. Sir Kelvin will carry on. But
don't sleep on it though, because it looks like Chris Can has soft tires. He's at 6 laps old already. They're going to start falling off soon. And Scar Logan's on mediums. His tires are just now getting to where they need to be.
Right. And wait a minute. I'm going to cut you off here, because Cruz, has he made a mistake? He is on the intermediate tires.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Oh my
Cruz.
Goodness, no. No, this takes me back to Hungary back in when I had crashed out. What was it? Voodoo. He went on the intermediate tires like 3 laps too early from when we were expecting rain.
Oh no. Are we I haven't even looked at the forecast. This is actually the first race of the season where we have the weather setting set to dynamic. So there's a possibility of rain. Again, haven't looked at the forecast, but unless he knows something that we don't, that is a huge mistake by Cruz.
I don't mean to cut you off there, but Scar Logan has knocked down that gap from Chris Cans from almost 3 seconds to about 1.9 seconds now.
Oh, I got to cut you off too, as Bigo was around in the Toro Rosso. Looked like he had a tangle with Tommen. Not quite sure what happened. Didn't see it. Just caught the tail end of it. But doesn't look like he has any damage. He's going to carry on. But as you were saying, yes, Scar Logan, the gap was around 2.5, 3 seconds. He's cut it to 1 3/10 on the medium tires.
I'm telling you right now, Scar Logan's looking at Chris Can's rear wing and he's thinking, I'm going to get him.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. You can see visually through that corner. He is closing in a heartbeat. Oh, and Chris Can, just as you said.
Oh, he hits the sausage curve. Oh, my God, the infamous curve.
Just as you said, he's got to be careful joining back on. And Scar Logan has been gifted first place.
And with a 5-second gap
and
to begin with from second.
Chris Can, he's struggling right now a lot. He's got to be careful joining back on the track.
Oh, yeah. Does he have damage? No, he doesn't have front wing damage.
But I think Catastrophic may have ran into the back of him, because Catastrophic is missing, and now...
Oh, and he hits the wall. Oh, my goodness.
And he's around again. Got to be careful. No, go ahead. He's having... He was set to have a great battle with Scar Logan, but, man... That sausage curb caught him out, and he is down to 8th, missing a lot of front wing. Not looking good.
Oh, it looks like the Catastrophic is going to be diving in early to the pits, because he has his medium tires are only 7 laps old, and he decided to go in. Let's see what's going to happen there.
Yep, and here comes Chris Can right behind him. This is going to be a lengthy pit stop for sure. Gonna have to change that front wing. Oh, is he gonna get held up in the pits? Catastrophic. It looks like he may have a time penalty to serve.
Yeah, he's definitely had a 5-second penalty.
So he will now exit the pits on hard tires.
Man, I think the Williams Racing, their pit crew was giving him some tea and maybe a snack or so before they let him back out there.
You know what? At this point in the race, it might not have been the worst idea. Leading the race, and then all of a sudden, having all of it stripped away from you, you might need a little bit of a something after that one. But after all that is said and done, once again, Scar Logan is your race leader. He's about 6 seconds ahead of Sir Kelvin, who's about 4.5 ahead of Chilmo, who is another driver who's gonna
wow.
Yep, who's another driver who's gonna want to have his luck change this season. Looking good so far.
I mean, to be honest with you, don't get me wrong. I've been racing with these guys for quite some time, especially Chilmo. But the Deck 91 is dangerous.
Yeah.
The Deck 91 is on hard tires. They're 9 laps old. His tires are going to be hitting their peak as well soon, and he's going to be getting the maximum out of those tires for a couple laps. Most tires are already 9 laps old, and his are going to start kind of losing maybe 1,000, a couple hundreds here and there. So the Deck is going to be able to have an advantage, and knowing how chill Mo is, it's going to be hard for him to come back after he pits, especially considering that the Deck can go at least another 10, 15 laps after Mo is going to have to pit.
We're actually going to ride on board here with the Deck through this infamous corner where you cannot go too deep into it because you will get caught on it, as we just saw with Chris Can. This chicane is also a little bit tricky as Cruz, down in 13th, sets the new fastest lap of the race. And actually going to hop over to Tommen, who is closing the gap to Alex. It is now down to 1 3/10.
Man, Scar Logan is just pulling away. He's already got over 3 seconds almost of a gap on Sir Kelvin now.
Yeah, that gap is now up to 7 seconds from when we last checked on it.
Yeah.
And
Chill Mo's pace is falling off, and the Deck is eating away at him right now. Chill Mo keeps gaining time on, Sir Kelvin keeps gaining time on Chill Mo.
And as you could see on the mini-map, as Scar Logan was going into turn 1, Sir Kelvin was just exiting the final corner, so he's a full front straightaway ahead of him.
That is incredible. I'm sorry to say it, but that is incredible. I mean, honestly, if and when the case may be, Scar Logan can get challenged by the Deck, maybe, if the Deck can be able to manage his tires better, because Scar Logan's going to have to pit before the Deck. So I'm seeing a leadership change here. I have a feeling it's gonna be minimal though, because the leader is going to eventually have to pit before the end of the race. But I don't know. I have a feeling that either the Deck or Tommy, one of those two guys, are going to be able to break down that gap on Scar Logan.
As we're gonna hop over to a guy you were just talking about.
Ooh,
Tommy.
The Deck. Wide. Look at that.
Oh my! I was just looking at Tommy. He just passed. I saw a car on the side, and it just happens to be the Deck. And
I think we're giving him the commentary.
The commentary curse.
Curb,
yeah. My goodness. And now Scar Logan. I don't know if he's noticed it or not, but that was his biggest rival in this race. I have to, and he's just gone for a spin down into 6.
I was just praising him. I was just saying that. I was like, that could be the only one that could break down that gap to him, but it looks like that.
And now here we go.
Running away with this.
Here we go, Tom, and down the inside of Alex on the front straightaway with DRS. He will take 4th position away from the Red Bull. Oh, it's Alex with a little bit of a tank slapper exiting.
Tommy's tires are 5 laps old at the moment, and Scar Logan's are 11. Tommy has about a 21-second gap from Scar Logan. From what it looks like, Kelvin and Mo are going to have to pit before Tommy N has to pit, because he's at 5 laps and they're all at 11, the top 3. So Tommy is potentially going to be the leader, considering a pit stop usually costs you about 18 to 20 seconds.
Oh, as Alex has a spin in that same corner that everyone has, and he's around yet again.
Goodness. I think it's a little bit too early in the championship to be doing victory donuts, don't you think?
Oh, just a little bit. Got to be a little careful rejoining, but as we have a full safety car. Look at this for the first time in the
Oh,
2019.
Lorenzo Scarfo DNF'd.
Oh my, he may have just quit the race. I'm not sure. I'm looking at the mini map to see an alpha, but to cause a safety car, it looks like you may be right. It was Sir Kelvin is taking advantage of this safety car. He's definitely going to want to go onto hard tires, and he is.
Ooh, and
This
Scar.
is a
Wow.
very and Scar Logan missed the pits. He
No,
didn't go into
I
the
think
pits.
Scar Logan is still doing good because Scar Logan was still gaining gap on Sir Kelvin.
But here's the thing though. Kelvin took advantage of everyone having to slow down for the safety car. He only lost one position and now has fresh hard tires. So I'm pretty sure he can go to the end of the race on these hard tires. Scar Logan and
Yeah,
Chilmo are going to have to pit again.
yeah, he can, and he most likely will. But I'll tell you what, once this safety car goes, and we do get a race restart, Scar Logan's going to pull away again. Those medium tires, I give him about another 5 to 7 laps at most before he even has to start thinking about pitting. Now, that's granted on how his setup is. You know, if you're running high downforce or aggressive camber, you will be eating your tires away, but it all depends on his setup.
As once again, for the first time in any tier, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, we have a full safety car. This is really going to dice things up for sure. So just a little bit of a recap. We had Lorenzo Scarfo starting on pole, but a disastrous few laps for him have got him now out of the race. Chris Can quickly took the lead away from him on lap 1, but that same corner that we've been talking about caught him out as well. Scar Logan started at around, I think, 12th or 13th, and living up to his reputation now, especially for the last 2 weeks, starting from the back and getting to the front in no time whatsoever. We've had Alex take a spin. We've had Chris Can take a spin. Cruz has taken a maybe I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember all the cars who have gone for a spin. But Chris Can, Alex, and Scarfo for sure. And this is where we stand right now. Chill Mo, I think this might be the highest that he's been all season so far. Not to down his
On
talent.
track, that is.
Yeah, on track. Yeah, not talking. Let me make that clear. On track.
I don't mean to cut you off real quick. I just want to make an announcement now that the safety car is still out there.
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we are waiting for the safety car to go back into the pits, please feel free to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/ISRL Esports. And make sure to follow us on Instagram as well, ISRL Esports. We tend to post some awesome graphics, race strategy stuff, information like that, standings and all that. We keep you updated as well in between race weekends. We will be adding more content once we do launch our GT Sport League as well. So feel free to check us out, and for those of you watching, we appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to tune in every weekend to watch our tiers 1, 2, and 3 races and GT Sport that's going to be launching soon as well.
Scar Logan, and I've got to say, I really feel like Scar Logan should have. And oh my goodness, as I see in the bottom, Chris Can under the safety car has got a 5-second time penalty for track limits under a safety car. I don't think I have ever seen that before, and that is going to really put a bummer and a downer on him. And may have touched on this earlier. Chilmo, again, really should have pitted. He has front wing damage and 14 lap old medium tires.
I'm going to tell you one thing, though, that's kind of worrying me right now. Scar Logan is the only person who hasn't really been warming up his tires at all. Under the safety car, for the entirety of the safety car, he hasn't warmed up his tires. He's been just following the safety car straight. That could cause an issue for him depending on when the safety car starts pulling away. That turn that he's going to be diving into first, he might be swinging wide. He might lose grip on that.
Yeah, you got to be sure, as you see the cars behind him, trying to warm up those tires. You could get a lot of wheel spin especially when you are trying to get that jump after the safety car heads back into the pits. And it's, wow, it looked like Logan almost just ran into the back of the safety car. But yeah, as you said, you got to warm up those tires, got to get some heat into them, because everyone else behind him is doing it, so he might be in some trouble.
Yeah, and oh, he left the session.
Scarfo did.
Scarfo left the session. Sorry. Yeah, he must have just been upset. Didn't want to see the race.
She might try and get him in for an interview while we've got some time to move around.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he doesn't speak English. I
think
he's a French speaker only.
Understandable.
I'm not too sure, but I think so. That's why he's not too active in the Discord as the usual guys are.
And got you on that, as race control has just said the safety car is coming in this lap. So it's now Scar Logan is the de facto safety car.
Now let's see if Chill Mo with his wing damage, let's see if he holds up the rest of the pack. Because he's got wing damage, and you know his pace isn't too well with wing damage, so...
It's Chris Can coming into the pits, but Scar Logan looks like he gets a great jump.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right away. Puts his battery at maximum as well. Oh, Sophie left. Sophie left. Oh, what's going on there?
What happened?
AI. He went AI now.
That is very, very interesting indeed, as we got the two McLarens battling it out. Oh, and a little bit of contact. Contact between Toonfan and Sir Kelvin. Oh, and Sir Kelvin doesn't get a good exit. This is going to be dicey. Oh, I don't know about that one. That looked a little bit purposeful.
Was a bad reaction from Kelvin as well, because Toonfan was kind of following the line there, and Kelvin probably reacted a little bit too aggressively. I don't know, but as you can see now, look, Scar Logan's already built the gap to Chill Mo about 1.3 seconds now.
For sure. But again, I think Sir Kelvin and Tommen, Vito, Catastrophic, Cruz, guys from 4th down to 10th and 11th are really actually looking good right now, because once again, Logan and Chilmo did not pit under the safety car. It'll be really interesting though to see how that's going to pan out.
Yeah, just give me a second here. I'm actually looking at the race director, and I'm just going to note down all the penalties, and I'm going to get back to you now so I can update you on the penalties as well, because that is a big factor at the end of the race.
It's actually now Chilmo is starting to get under pressure from Toonfan, and Scar Logan's got to be loving this, saying, yes, please keep battling. I'll just go off into the sunset and give myself a gap for whenever I have to pit. And it looked like maybe Sophie got disconnected, and I really hope not, but luckily he can grab his car and rejoin control of it. He's got a good little four-way battle going on right here. Chilmo down to Tommen. See how this one pans out. Oh, wow. Two McLarens go really wide. Kelvin's going to look on the inside. Nope, thought better of it. Really close up to his teammate. Yeah, and Chilmo with that damage is going to be hoping and praying that these two McLarens keep battling with them. Take the pressure off of me for just a second. And again, Scar Logan, as he sets the fastest lap of the race on 17-lap old tires.
I'm telling you, man, that guy, I don't know what he did, but he found some talent that he was lacking, and not even lacking, he found consistency. He was talented. Yep. I'll give him that. He was a very talented driver from the day I met him. He just lacked the consistency, which is that's the same issue I have. I'm not even going to lie. You know, I have the same issue with consistency. I can put in a good lap, and then the next lap will be 30 seconds off because I just can't hold it together.
And really want to keep this battle on the screen as Tommy gets past one of the McLarens, as the other McLaren of Toonfan looking down the inside, and we've got a yellow flag. A Catastrophic has lost a place to his teammate. And it looks like that's all that happened there. And the yellow flag was actually right at that same turn. So you
Ooh,
could.
Sophie goes on the inside, but that's AI if I'm not mistaken, correct?
No, he rejoined. So
Yeah,
I
he did
think.
rejoin. Okay, okay.
So he's got control back of his car now.
Yeah, Catastrophics defending beautifully, but Sophie is getting very impatient, and you know what happens when you get impatient, you will make a mistake.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, we got third, fourth, and fifth place all separated by less than half a second on average. That is
Yep.
insane. And Chill Mo is sitting right there getting on.
And-
Oh, and Toon Fan goes up on the inside of Chill Mo into turn one, and he gets it cleanly. That was a beautiful pass by
well
him
done.
there.
And I think this is when you're going to see Chilmo's 18-lap-old tires start to show themselves, as now Tommen is going to be. Wow, look at that move.
Oh, look at
that move.
That was beautiful. What did I tell you? These guys right here are coming. Tommy is coming for that lead. I'm calling it now. Tommy and Scar Logan are going to be battling at the end of this race.
Let's see, and I think now Chilmo's going to be under pressure from Kelvin as he locks up just a little bit and hops over the curb. Don't think there was any harm with that one, but yeah, Chilmo's struggling. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, Kelvin is right on the back of him.
Yeah, I'm riding on with Chill Mo right now, and I can actually see his tires are degrading. His left front side tire, you can see the wear, the tread. It looks really bad.
And while this is going on,
he's diving in. He's diving in
there
now.
he goes. That has allowed Cruz and the Alpha to catch up to this pack, and now Cruz is going to be looking at Sir Kelvin.
Oh boy, let's see what's going to happen. Kelvin's defending on the inside, which is a good move, but let's see if Cruz can get the switch back on him.
He's going to go for it, and look.
Oh, no, he does not, but he gets DRS again going into turns.
Is he going to make a move?
There.
He's going to.
No, he doesn't.
Nope.
He knows
better
than
of
that.
it.
Oh yeah, he knows better than that. Yeah, I'm riding on board with Scar Logan. He's still just, his laps look amazing. It looks like his tires are 2 laps old. He's driving, he's not sliding anywhere. You can tell he's, keeping the pace, and he's actually building a gap. Toon Fan's gap was about maybe a little bit less than 3 seconds, and it's already almost at 4 seconds of a gap now.
I'm really enjoying this battle with Kelvin and Cruz. Tommen and Toon Fan have
joining the party there too now.
Yeah, he is. But Tommen and Toon Fan have kind of checked out, trying to catch Scar Logan as these two are trying to battle out. And as you said, Vito, just at the back of that screen there, he's starting to catch up to these two.
Yes, he is.
Cruz is going to get some DRS here. Kelvin might get some DRS from Tommen. I don't think he will. Cruz is definitely going to get DRS. We're going to see how Kelvin is going to defend this.
No DRS for Tommy. Oh, yeah, they're going up on the inside together. Cruz is going to dive into the inside as he goes past them. Oh, let's see if he can get it. Let's see if he can make it stick. And he does. What a beautiful move. He gets DRS coming. Oh!
Little tank slapper there.
Yeah, definitely a tank slapper and a pucker up moment, as I like to say.
A nice save there by Kelvin.
Vito the advantage now because of Kelvin's mistake. Vito has knocked down the gap to about maybe 0.7 of a second. So let's see if Vito can capitalize on that.
And looking at the gap between Scar Logan and Toon Fan, it is getting smaller. It was at about 4.3 seconds. It is now down to, it was just at 3.8.
Granted, it's been oscillating. It's not oscillating. I forgot the word. Sorry, English is not my first language, but it's been up and down between 4.5 and about 3.8, 3.9 average. But look, now it's actually at its biggest, 4.6 seconds. I don't know if Toon Fan might have made a mistake or something there.
Cruz is really hungry to get this final podium position from the Mercedes driver of Tommy. He's going to get DRS. And
he gets a better exit out of that final turn as well.
Yep,
oh, my goodness, that was beautiful.
And here we go. The Mercedes does have some good straight line speed, though. And he's going to look to the inside. He's going to go for it.
Braking late, and he holds the line. That was beautiful.
Yep, well done, Cruz. Third place is yours.
To be honest with you, man, I'm going to have to say it, but Cruz is definitely my driver of the day so far today.
Yeah. He and Scar
He,
Logan have definitely got two really good
yeah.
cases for it.
Scar Logan is in his own world right now. He's not even worried. The gap is at anytime soon. But what I think he's doing is waiting for the other guys behind him to pit. Because he's got 21 laps on those mediums. That is incredible that he's still keeping that gap.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna. Yeah, it does look like he may be struggling just a little bit with grip.
Yeah. He's got a little wobbly going there. Oh, there he goes into the pits. He's
he
going
is
into the pits.
now into the pits, and let's see what happens here. And will ToonFan join him? Nope, ToonFan will stay out. So ToonFan will be the new leader of the race, but Cruz, once again, actually does not get DRS. Oh, yes, he does. He has DRS, not close enough to try and make a move. And Logan goes onto the soft tires.
Lost 7 positions already. 8 positions. He's in 8th place now.
And he's onto the soft tires. Will soft tires do 12 laps?
No, they will not do 12 laps, I have to say. I mean, granted, he managed to keep the medium tires 21 laps, and he held his pace. So he might have good tire management skills. Let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see if this is going to come back and bite him.
Yeah, looking around for some battles here, Cruz is still really ToonFan goes really wide onto the curbs. That's not going to help you out at all. Cruz is really starting to catch up to ToonFan, and he's going to get
as it stands right now, Tommy will actually win the race if he can keep that gap below 3 seconds from the leader. He will win the race because right now ToonFan has 6 seconds in penalties, and Cruz has a 3-second penalty at the moment.
So penalties looking like they are going to play a factor. Cruz and ToonFan. This is ToonFan's in some trouble here. I've got to.
Yeah.
DRS for Cruz has been using DRS as his.
Ooh.
He's going to look for a little bit of a switch back there. Not a good exit from ToonFan. But he's got some speed on a straight line. He's going to dive down the inside, and they touch, and there goes Cruz around.
Oh no, that is not good. That is not good, man. And I saw that. Oh, and he backs up and almost takes off the deck. Oh my goodness.
When is this guy's luck gonna change, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want drama, forget the soap operas. Just tune into ISRL's Tier 2 and Tier 1 races on the weekend, let me tell you.
My goodness. Looking like a surefire race winner, possibly. Not now.
No. And now that just opens the door for Tommy to attack ToonFan because he's got that gap to about 2.3 seconds.
And Sir Kelvin as well, who's only about 8/10 behind Tommy. My goodness, there was a gap there. There was, but it was hard to tell. I was on board with him if ToonFan closed the door or if
I was watching it on the broadcast camera, and yeah, ToonFan closed. First off, the door should have never even been thought about being closed because they were almost side by side, but ToonFan kind of aggressively turned in on him. That's gonna be a penalty, regardless of what. Considering I'm on the stewards board and I've seen these type of moves, that's gonna be a penalty.
Yep, and Scar Logan trying to make up for some lost time now gets 7th place from the deck, and is now got his sights set on Cruz, who, luckily for him, only went down to 6th. I don't know if he has some front wing damage or not, but I feel like that could have been that could have been a whole lot worse for Cruz.
Way worse.
As another battle we got going on now, Sophie and the Red Bull is catching Vito in the Ferrari for 4th place. Still about the same, well, the exact same life on those tires. Just looks like he's got a little bit more pace than the Ferrari driver. If he can keep it, well, my strategy here would be to keep behind him and to get the DRS on the front straight. And I think Sophie's realizing that.
Yeah, he definitely did because he fell back a lot there.
So he's going to want to get a good exit out of the penultimate corner. We're on lap 25 of 35, 10 laps to go here in Budapest. And here we go. We're on board with Sophie. DRS is wide open. Vito, though, has some good straight line speed. He is gaining, though.
No, he's gaining real fast.
Is he going to go for it? My goodness. There he goes.
He gets it. That was beautiful.
What a move.
Oh, but the switchback. He parked it right on the apex. Vito could not get it back. Oh, they're going side by side up, and let's see now. Oh,
and I think it's done and dusted. Yep. Third or fourth place to Sophie. We're going to stick it here with Vito as he gets a better exit than Sophie going into this left-hander.
Logan's got about a tenth of a gap between Cruz now. He's on his gearbox.
Yep. And as that fourth place move was done, switching now over. And wait a minute. Tommy is now the lead. How did we miss this? Tommy is the leader of the race.
Goodness. Are you kidding me? It was like a
what happened?
3-4 second gap.
What happened? We must have missed something. Because now
that's horrible.
Because now, you know what? Toon Fan's in some trouble. 19 lap old Hards, his teammate on 13, and Tommy right in front of him, both on younger tires, and Sophie too. And the rest of the pack are now catching right back up to him. This is setting up to be a very, very interesting finish. And again, Scar Logan, if you would have just gone on to medium tires, I'd maybe set up for a good finish. I just don't know if those soft tires are going to be able to last him for the rest of this race.
Yeah, it's not looking too good, I'll tell you that much.
There you go, familiar silver and blue car leading the pack. 2 orange McLarens behind him. To be fair to Toon Fan, though, sticking with him on 6 lap older tires. And now if I were Sir Kelvin, I'd just be sitting back, letting them battle this out, letting them slow each other down, not wanting to put the life out of these tires any more than I have to. We're going to stick it here, but keeping an eye on that gap between Scar Logan and Cruz as well. It is down to a half of a second now, jumps back up a little bit, but that's going to be interesting to look at as well. 2 McLarens might want to try and stay away from each other right now if one has a clear advantage in pace. They're both going to get some DRS right now. Let's see what happens between these 2 teammates and the Mercedes down this front stretch. Wow, look at the Toon Fan has got a huge. He cut that gap to the lead a lot, but he goes a little bit wide going out of turn 1. Don't think it's going to cost him a lot though, but look at this, a huge dive by Sir Kelvin, locks up the left front. And everything has stayed the same so far. And so Sophie, again, catching up to this 3-way battle.
Oh, and there goes Scar Logan.
Yep, Scar Logan has got the move done on Vito.
Now, just to let you know here, Chill Mo is actually on the cusp of getting a...
Toon Fan is around. Toon Fan has taken a spun in the chicane. And that is going to kill his race, I think. 21 lap old tires. Not sure what happened. Didn't quite see it. Yeah, but my goodness.
Oh, it looks like it might have been that our favorite curb there, from what it looks like.
I'm not quite sure though, because in the chicane, right after that, he was around facing the wrong way. Very unfortunate. We're gonna hop over to Sophie. DRS behind Kelvin. He's gaining. The Red Bull is gaining. Defending the inside is Kelvin. He's gonna try and go around the outside, and look at that. Around the outside, and Toon Fan has DNF'd in the pit lane. And I don't know why you'd want to do that out of frustration. I get it. But you were sitting in 9th place. Still 6 more laps to go. Anything can happen.
Yeah. He was still in the points.
But this race has treated... And out of nowhere, Cruz, who was just facing backwards about 10 laps ago, is now in 4th place.
Oh my goodness, he's back up into the front. Now, granted, right now,
and Scar Logan right behind him.
Yeah, I told you, Scar Logan's not playing, man. Those soft tires are gonna do something for him. And Cruz just goes wide now and giving Scar Logan a better advantage. It looks like Scar Logan's going to be able to gain some time on him even more.
And we've got a yellow flag. Looks like one of the McLarens.
Yeah,
oh, that might be Toon Fan retiring.
Car, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't in the pits. He DNF'd into turn 2. That's where his McLaren was sitting from what I saw.
Looks like both Scar Logan and Cruz are both going to get some DRS here. Kelvin might be in some trouble. Not sure, though. We're going to take a look at Cruz. He's gaining a whole lot on the McLaren. Is he going to take a look down the inside? No. Thought better of it. Going to regroup, try and find a better way. But he's right there still. Kelvin has got his mirrors. Alfa Romeo. And Scar Logan, look at this. Scar Logan is looking for any gap that he can possibly find.
Man, let me tell you something, too. The pace that he has had in this race and the fact that he has not a single penalty yet.
Yep, that's incredible.
That says a lot. That definitely says a lot. Now, I'm going to tell you what, though. Scar Logan's tires are 7 laps old. He got 5 laps left of the race. From what it looks like, he's doing pretty good managing his tires. He's doing a very good job managing his tires because he has not lost any pace at all. Oh, and it looks like Sophie's got about a half a second gap from Tommy in right now.
I saw that just as you did and switched over to it.
As soon as I saw that. I'm going to follow these guys over here. You follow them, and let's see what goes down. I'll let you know if any action happens around here.
Which one do you want me to follow?
Oh, you can follow the leaders since you're streaming. Yep. I'm going to follow the guys back here.
And Sophie is going to get DRS. 17 lap old medium tires versus 17 lap old hard tires. Who's going to win out? As you see right behind him, the DRS battle as well as Cruz.
Cruz got it.
Yep, Cruz looks like he's going to get it. But Sophie not able to do it just yet.
Kelvin made a major mistake. When you're getting chased by somebody with the DRS, you don't turn your battery down to 0, buddy. Especially on the straight. He put his battery down to 0. That's why Cruz was able to just soar past him as if he was sitting still. And now Scar Logan's right behind him as well with about a 0.3 of a second gap. Scar Logan's been showing that he has great pace through this track.
Yeah, look at the time that he's gaining just in that small little straight. That is incredible.
It's incredible. I'm telling you right now. Kelvin's gonna
stay off that curb.
Oh my goodness. Oh Jesus, let me tell you, I got so nervous. Oh, that scared me. That scared me.
I'm sure Scar Logan just had a lump in his throat through that one, saying all this hard work just flashed before my eyes.
It's incredible how I'm watching Scar Logan, and he's able to just push the track limits almost to the edge. He's getting his tires almost all the way off the track, but managing to keep like an inch of each tire on the track or on these turns. And it's crazy. It's incredible the amount of pace and the amount of consistency that he has right now.
And it is, but don't look now. Cruz is only 9/10 off of the leader and 4/10 off of second. Look at this three-way battle for the lead going down the front stretch. Mercedes has really got some good straight line speed. No DRS defending 2 cars who have DRS.
Oh, this race is one to remember, and I cannot wait until tomorrow because it's just gonna be epic as well.
And again, the top 4 are only separated by about 3.5 seconds. That will include actually Scar Logan. Maybe the top 5 are only 3 seconds behind each other. And yeah, you're going to want to stay tuned for these next 3 laps. I mean, look how close they are going through that chicane. And then right behind them, the McLaren and the Renault. Sophie, debut race, filling in right in second place. But Cruz, you've got to give it up to him, was facing the wrong direction not 12 laps ago. Fell all the way down to about 6th or 7th and is right back where he was 3 laps to go.
Yeah, he's shown that he can climb back up after mistakes or incidents on the track.
And here we go.
That's consistency.
Round 4 on the front stretch. And once again, Mercedes has an incredible amount of straight line speed. I really thought by now that the lead would have been gone with these 2 drivers with DRS.
Yeah, well, it looks like Sophie is having just managing his battery just slightly wrong right now. Like right now through these turns, he should have been running his battery at 0, maybe 1 just through the turns. But he's keeping it at 2, and Tommy's charging consistently right now.
Oh, wow. Almost
Cruz
did it
scared me.
again. Almost did it again.
Oh, and Kelvin looks like he's going to be under attack from Scar Logan now. Oh, and Scar Logan's struggling. His tires they're falling off. They're falling off.
Yep. And you can see it visually, the wear and tear on those tires, the tread marks. And look, and now he's falling way back. He's going extremely slowly. 10 lap softs. Yeah. It's again.
He cooked them. He cooked those tires trying to catch up to the grid, and Vito's behind him on 20 lap medium, so he's not going to be trying to chase too hard. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's these tires. They're horrible.
Yep. As we now are on. Oh, look at this dive bomb by Cruz.
Oh my God!
My
what a dive bomb!
goodness.
He almost gets it.
That
Cruz
if he
is not playing.
Would have pulled that off, that would have been one of the best moves I have ever seen in any sim racing ever. He was so far back from Sophie, and Sophie, give him credit too, said, "No, you're not doing this. I'm keeping this second place." This is going to be an epic last couple of laps, as Tommen has been hanging on for dear life with two hungry drivers right behind him.
Oh, Cruz is fighting for nothing, though, to be honest with you. He's got 9 seconds in penalties already.
Yep. So if I were him, I'd just keep a hold of this third place. Definitely now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, right now, from what it looks like, Scar Logan's going to be jumping Cruz. Cruz is going to fall back to about 7th or 6th place after his penalties. If and when Vito can maintain that 8.6 second gap. Vito has no penalties. Scar Logan has no penalties. Kelvin has no penalties. Cruz has 9 seconds. Tommy with none, and Sophie with none as well. So Cruz is really compromising these guys' races kind of for no reason. I mean, if he knew how to use... Oh, and he goes on the outside of turn... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
No way.
Yes, he made it. But no, the switchback with Sophie now. And they're drag racing up. Oh, and he's kind of squeezing Sophie out. Oh, and Sophie has to give him the turn. Sophie had no choice but to give it to him.
And if you're Sophie at this point, obviously not sure if he knows about Cruz's penalties, but if he does, just sit back.
No.
Just
I
sit
kind
back.
of wonder. It kind of makes me wonder if these guys know how to use Jeff, because you can find out about the guy in front and rear if they have penalties. Right now, he's gonna push for Tommy. If he knew that Tommy didn't have penalties, there'd be no reason. But he might compromise both of their races right now.
I'm actually very worried about what he might do to Tommy.
No! Oh my goodness! No! This is not good. This is. Oh, he spins.
And
he spun again.
Hats off to Sophie, who avoided it incredibly.
Barely anything. I have to save that clip for the highlight reel, because that was.
After all that,
oh my goodness.
Tommy in 25 is your race winner after an incredible Hungarian Grand Prix, and Sir Kelvin is actually going to jump Sophie due to penalties. Sir Kelvin will take 2nd place. Sophie will take 3rd. Vito in 4th. Your pole sitter your outside pole sitter Chris Can will take 5th. Scar Logan with a great battle back into 6th. Cruz. I cannot express enough how dangerous that was. You know you've got 9 seconds worth of penalties.
Extremely dangerous. And you know what it is? Honestly, I don't think these guys understand that they don't check for the penalties. I don't think that they're aware that they can check to see that the guy in front has penalties, because if he did and he saw that Tommy had nothing, there'd be no point for him to battle.
But I'm sure Tommy has just got to be doing an incredible sigh of relief. Cruz would have had an earful if he would have ruined Tommy's race win with 9 seconds worth of penalties.
Definitely.
And here we are, a familiar face on the top step of the podium, Mercedes driver. Tommy in picks up his first win of the season. A great podium for Sophie in the debut race. McLaren driver there as well, Sir Kelvin. Overall, a incredible race. We had so many firsts. We had the first safety car, which really just jumbled everything up. So, looking back on this hectic Hungarian Grand Prix, give us your favorite moments, highlights, things to look forward to for next week or tomorrow as the Tier 1 drivers will square off. May have lost him there, but guys, this is
I'm
going.
still here. Sorry, I
Oh,
was looking at the
okay.
penalties at the
No,
end
it's
there.
no problem. Just give us something to look forward to for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and make sure you tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a Tier 1 race here in Hungary as well.
And without further ado, that's going to wrap up this stream. My name is ISRL Carter, again, joined by Fluffinetta YTube. Again, tune in tomorrow for the Tier 1 race where me and Fluffinetta Y2 will be competing. Keep it right here at ISRL Esports. Turn notifications on so you can never miss an event or a video. My name is Carter. I will see y'all later.